Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Red. It is Sunday, the 24th of November. In around 2 hours' time, the Reds will be kicking off at St Mary's, Southampton away, isn't it? Which is now a massive game for so many reasons, people. So I'm your normal host, Dave Davis, coming to you from... Actually, the sun is out, but it's freezing in Edinburgh. Hopefully it's a bit nicer where you are today, as in the sun is out and there's a bit of warmth. But we are late November. Do you know what I mean? It is a month until Christmas. So a lot of people will be excited by that. I tell you what I'm excited by, though, people. So many things. And this thing of beauty. I mean, let's just get us looking at this league table, people. I mean, we are playing Southampton. We're right at the bottom today. I mean, they've got 4 points, as you can see there. So there's a lot of hope. But we're not really bothered about that because let's just drink this in. I mean, look at this, people. 28 points, having played 11. City lose yesterday, 4-0. Battered, weren't they? Let's be completely honest. At home to Spurs. I mean, Spurs... Surely the half-time team talk they should have just given was, lads, it's Spurs. But literally it didn't seem to connect or resonate. And now, I mean, 31 points we've got a chance to go to. Let's be clear. Let's not get carried away. We are 5 points clear. But if we get the result we want today, and it's fair to say we expect that at the same time as well, that is a chance to go 8 points clear of Manchester City. Let that just ruminate for a second. A chance to go 8 points clear of Manchester City. Not since the time of when Julie Cooper bought out Riders and fellas my age got this excited about that type of thing. Like, honestly, it is just a brilliant... I mean, the daylight between us would be sensational. And what a way to start the week, people, where Southampton, Real Madrid, and then Manchester City at Anfield. I mean, but just hang it in the Louvre. Look at that thing of beauty. Southampton, that is the game today as well. We know, as we said, literally we are playing a team who is right at the bottom of the table. So 4 points, we can't take it for granted by any means. Let's hope there's no sort of international break hangover, but you do expect from these boys, there's no two ways about it. Key things that seem to be the early team news. Suggestions are that we have that Darwin Núñez will start and literally McAllister is set to be rested. That is the early team news we will have. And in about, 41 minutes time, a full team sheet will come out. And we'll do the normal like we do on the Daily Red, people. We'll talk about the latest news. So let me bring that up for you here, because Arne Slot had a lot of embargo comments. I don't know if anyone saw these. They kind of came out late last night, about 10:30, the second set. And he was talking about, as you can see here, the three South American lads, McAllister, Diaz, Núñez, after their, extensive journey. I mean, tens of thousands of miles in it. There's no two ways about it. So what did he say? As it says here, you have to keep an eye on them, especially the ones who played twice for 90 minutes. So Darwin did that. Diaz did that. McAllister was subbed off after 65 minutes in the first one. And sorry, I have to correct myself there. Núñez came off after 46 minutes, or the second half, didn't he, straight away. So he didn't come out for the second half for Uruguay. So Diaz didn't play, or did play at all. Núñez, McAllister didn't. So all the details are there as well, as you see about the minutes they played. And he also talked about Harvey Elliott. So he'll be back. It'll be interesting to see if he makes the squad. It might just be a little bit too soon today, might it, for Harvey Elliott, but we'll have to see. So what did Arne Slot say about him? He said, he's training with us again. That's the positive thing. He has been out for many weeks, but is on the training ground again with the team. That is different from being at the top of your game immediately, so we have to give him time. And that is absolutely fine. If he does get minutes today, that is absolutely brilliant. I am not expecting him to genuinely be in the squad, please, as I'm saying that. We'll have to see. Damo says there, yeah, makes sense not to start McAllister. Always looks knackered. Yeah, everyone remembers that Wolves game, don't they? Many moons ago, but last season where he was struggling a bit. So The other thing just to keep in mind, people, with McAllister, if you're listening or watching, he is on 4 yellow cards. So if he gets a yellow card against Southampton, he's out of that Manchester City game. So it wouldn't surprise me. I may be wrong, and we'll find out soon enough for the lineup. If he gets a rest, and almost a complete rest, if they can help it. But we will have to see what happens there, won't we? But yeah, even this is, I mean, look at this. This would be top of Pornhub, this search, wouldn't it, to be fair? But look at that. Just in case you want a quick, cheap thrill, look at that table. Let's hope it looks even better after the game. The other thing that Arne Slot said that is interesting, because they get panning, don't they, British managers, and Russell Martin, the Southampton manager, has come under a lot of criticism, I think it's fair to say, in recent times. But he's been quite, let's say defensive, that's maybe wrong, but he stood up for them a little bit, Arne Slot. So he also said in his embargo comments, a lot has been said about English managers lately. I faced Gary O'Neill, who had a very good game plan, in my opinion. This, again, is a very interesting manager. In 2 or 3 weeks, I'll face Eddie Howe. Didn't mention Jason Tyndall there, funnily enough, who I know already is a very good manager. Maybe you're not in a bad place as people make out. And he does go on to talk about Russell Martin as well, say his own style and believes in it. If you have a good idea about football, then results will come. Now, I'm hoping this isn't going to be a case of famous last words, but I don't think so. I've watched a few Southampton games so far. It's easy just to go the quality, and the step up and all that, and that is part of it. They are very naive. And they've also, if you look at them, they give away a hell of a lot of late goals, Southampton. They really do. So in all seriousness, the aim for today is just win and no injuries. I know people will be looking at this like the goal difference, not forget all that. If we just win however we win, no injuries, and step into the 2 big ones later in the week. I mean, for me, I said this in post-conference presser, my prediction for this one, 2-0. And I'm going 2-0, Mo Salah to get on the score sheet. That is my genuine prediction for today. Now, we should talk a little bit about Spurs, because they did us a massive favour, and Spurs don't really do anyone any favours, do they? But a 4-0 thumping of City at the Etihad, so we appreciate that. And just to make us like them even a little bit more, a couple of Tottenham players did a thing for the Premier League. You're thinking, why are you talking about this, Dave? I'm talking about this because Son, probably the best player, you'd argue, their captain, actually was asked, who is the best player in the Premier League and who do you admire specifically, he was asked at one point. And he actually said, Salah. If you look at the interview here, or the clips or the words from the interview, I'm a big fan of him. It's unbelievable what he does. We speak a lot about the players. There is a lot of good players, but for many years, Salah has been very, very consistent. And you can see this article if you want to read it. All these are naturally on Anfield Index. Have a good read through if you want it. Got the time, maybe go before the match. And it's funny, isn't it? Did anyone see that nonsense thing on the overlap where they did the best player of this decade, and he didn't even get a mention. But when you speak to the players and the relevant, up-to-date players, it's funny how many call out Salah. And now you can add Son to Rodri was the other day, wasn't he, as well? Yeah, maybe tells you how much we should really buy into the overlap and their side. But just an opinion anyway at the same time. Other things it's worth mentioning, ladies and gents. If you look on our YouTube channel, Anfield Index, there was a load of bits done yesterday. So Nina did a sensational job. I've seen that with Grizz yesterday. Grilled him well. And in case you've not seen it, little spoiler that they did talk about, or Grizz said he is expecting very good news within the next 10 days. Okay, so just something to be aware of. And Dane was had a great shout there. Yeah, Troy Deeney. You'd take Son's word over Troy Deeney, wouldn't you? So there's been quite a few tweets on that. We won't give Troy Deeney too much airtime. But a few things, the opposition view. Harry, as always, does a great pod for the Rival Recon. I had to listen to that. So if you do get a bit of time, before kickoff. Well worth a listen, people. No doubts at all. And it's a bit of a first coming up for Anfield Index today. We're all quite intrigued. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes for all the guys. Some familiar faces, so I'm almost going to do it in reverse order for you, so work back your evening. So late tonight, well, 6:45, late for me at my age, Ben and Nina will be doing their final whistle show to talking about all the weekend's games and also how it links to Liverpool, which you know what we're hoping for by the end of the day. At the same time, an old familiar, so at 4:10, not long after kickoff, Gags is back. The Gags Tandem Show, ladies and gents. So he'll be running you through that. He'll be talking you through almost his raw reaction, as it were, to Southampton versus Liverpool. So that will be on the docket at the same time. And then I mentioned raw there. I use that word. You know the lads will be there doing their normal bit. Dave, Trev, whoever, giving their reactions, giving their thoughts, and a bit of warmth, no doubt. Fingers crossed, praying to every God we can imagine that we are, you know, where we are with an even bigger gap. And then for me, the other, I'd say, pièce de résistance for this, Jack. So Jack McAdoe will be doing our first live Liverpool watch along. So in just over an hour, he'll be doing his normal things, walking you through all the bits there. And if you are watching the game, you know, please do get involved, show Jack some love, but get involved in interaction, how you think the game's going at certain bits. This is something that we know you've asked for, Anfield Index subscribers, so we wanted to bring it to you. Gags, Eddie, Greg have worked really hard in the background for this. So Jack's looking forward to it. I know I'm looking forward to it as well, seeing how it works. So yeah, please log on, show some love to Jack and everyone there. As Red Eyes put there, old school Gags. You'll probably miss out the school and still be true at the same time. But yes, it is a return of Gags there to the platform in that sense. So that is a couple of things to call out. We have got your Sunday covered. We have hopefully got the pre-match like I'm doing for you now. We got Jack doing the live watch along. We got Gags hopefully talking you through a victory and the raw reaction. And then when the sauces simmer down a little bit, we've got Nina and Ben doing it for you at the same time as well, giving you a weekend review. All before as well, you have Dave, Trev, and you'll have other things in the mix like Monday. We'll be back with Media Matters with David Lynch. We have got content for you galore on Anfield Index, ladies and gents. In simple terms, it's not always too difficult. You asked, we listened. We're going to try and deliver as much as we can of what you've asked us for. But having a look now, just seeing a few bits pop up on the social. Yeah, Darwin suggested, we say, is the latest news we've got. Darwin Núñez will start. Alexis McAllister set to be on the bench at the same time. A midfield of Gravenberch, Szoboszlai and Jones. So it's legs. Would that be the one you'd start against City? Do have legs, don't they? That's an interesting debate, isn't it? But that is maybe for another day. Also, I know coming up this week, the Up Boys will be back doing their normal bits later in the week. Schedules pending, fingers crossed. And then also, me and Bart, you'll know Bart's from Under Pressure, we will be doing Stat Me Up. So Bart will be giving his data, bringing that to life, and even a few other surprise bits we've got for you at the same time. So what have we got, ladies and gents? It's 12:15. In an hour and 45 minutes, the Reds kick off with the chance to go 8 points clear at the top of the league. I know we said it before. We've got that wish, haven't we? It's just about today, win with no injuries. Put that gap between us, City and the rest even bigger. You might call this going early, but there is a title to be won. And as Damo says there, let's see how Curtis, Grav and Dom get on in the midfield together. Let's see how the team gets on. A clean sheet for me, as I said, a 2-0 victory. Feel free to comment, throw in your predictions. But there we are, ladies and gents. Sunday, the 24th of November, just in case you missed it, one final little cheap thrill, because I like doing this, and who wouldn't be? Let's just look at that league table again for one little tantalising time. Liverpool played 11, points 28. Manchester City played 12.23. Liverpool today playing Southampton played 11.4. Let us not pretend or lie in any way. You'd have picked this. It's what you wanted. It's what we're looking forward to. So there we go. On Sunday, the 24th of November, that was another Daily Red for Anfield Index.